Over the next month, we are sailing up the outer edge of Australia's Great Barrier Reef. I've heard from the old timers about this magical section of reef where the fish are huge and the corals are pristine. And for the first time in over 40 years, my old man is getting to visit his favourite fishing grounds. Somewhere off the Queensland coast, 250 odd miles as the crow flies, if he flies in a relatively straight line, lie a scattered chain of 370 individual coral reefs few people are fortunate enough to visit. This is the Swains. Immortalised in fishing folklore, where tales of trophy fish echo through coastal pubs like gospel from the sea. Rumour has it, some may even be true. Once upon a time, Dad once made a living out here fishing for coral trout and crayfish. And for me, is the missing piece of the puzzle of the Great Barrier Reef that I haven't yet had the chance to explore. Upon arrival, we're eager to dive in. Surely coral trout has got to be on the menu tonight.
That was the highest stone in there with the passage inside.
Yeah.
On this bommy here, if you're loaded, a trout on that bommy just in front of you.
Good headshot.
Yeah. You would have given me a very hard time about that growing up, that shot placement.
I think that's called the gut shot.
The commotion actually brings in a far bigger coral trout. As soon as we spot him, he takes off and heads towards his cave. Thinking that he's camouflaged, I can just see the whites of his teeth as he's almost smiling from the darkness of his cave.
Dad.
Where'd you find him?
Followed him to a cave.
I'll leave this other little one alone.
Nice one, eh? So the sun is setting on our first night out at the Swains, and pretty amazing to be out here. I've heard about this place my entire life, and it seems quite fitting to have a nice couple of coral trout to fill it up on the back deck, and looking forward to plenty more of this over the coming weeks. Beautiful sunset, check it out. On board we've got Mum, Dad, and of course Fran, who wants to concentrate on filming for the Castaways channel, which will also feature different parts of this adventure in the coming weeks. In the water the next day, something was wrong. You sure we're at the right place, Dad? Where's all the fish and coral? Maybe the old fella's memory is starting to play tricks on him. All we find is dead skeletons of corals, and it's hard to even imagine the colours and life that apparently once lived here. We soon find the culprit, the crown of thorns starfish. Although they are natural to the Great Barrier Reef, but they're currently in midst of an outbreak in plague proportions. These guys eat the corals. We're familiar with these little buggers because before YouTube, I spent a few years managing a culling program for the crown of thorns starfish. So we know the damage that they can do, but seeing it firsthand at the mighty Swains that I built up in my head with every one of Dad's stories over the years, to be honest, it saddened me more than I expected. So we arrived into the Swains at the very southern reef, but with seemingly no reason to stay, we then started sailing north, checking reefs on the way up. So what we'd do, we'd arrive, we'd fly the drone, try and find some live coral. We'd then jump in and check a variety of spots on the reef, but we kept seeing the same thing. Dead skeletons of coral, and with the fish having also long moved on. We did this for the next couple of weeks. Some sections of corals looked like they'd been knocked over by storms, and dead coral filled these valleys underwater, looking like a pile of scrap at a dump yard. At this point, we're wondering what the hell we're going to be doing for the next few weeks. We've come all this way, and there's nothing to see. To be honest, it was pretty confronting, completely devastating. So we decide to head to the most remote section of the Swains to see if there's any difference out there. We're really relying on catching our own seafood along the way.
Oh, there's a bigger bust up behind me underneath these birds. It looked like there's tuna slicing through the water there. Let's go, 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 go. Yes! Oh. Dropped it. There's tuna jumping out of the water. Oh my God. They're all around the boat. Oh yes. There's tuna jumping out of the water just there. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yep, 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 yes, yes, yes. Whoa! Holy moly! Whoa! Holy! Man, I think this is something bigger than that school of tuna I saw. Oh, he's coming back this way. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes! First decent fish out of the Highfield tender. Stoked. So we're anchored at a pretty exciting spot at the moment. You can see it quite clearly on the satellite image just out behind the boat. The water just drops really deep quite quickly, but on that drop off there's a series of bommies that just look amazing spots to dive. So these bommies, basically they aggregate little fish and become a hive of activity, and because there's that really deep water around them, there's every chance at some bigger species and also some sharks. So we're just gearing up with scuba gear at the moment. We're going to head out and jump in.
As soon as the bubbles clear from our mask, we realised this dive was going to be a little different to what we'd been seeing. There's beautiful live corals which the entire food chain depends on. Having so many little fish on top is a good indicator that there's likely bigger predatory fish down deeper. Silhouettes of surgeonfish and coral trout. Down on the bottom there's a silver fringe whaler shark waiting for us to arrive. Big Spanish mackerel cruising through mid-water, and then we see the telltale white dots at the base of the tail. This is the unmistakable dog-toothed tuna. The most badass fish in the ocean. These guys are only pups, but man, that's cool. Finally, we're seeing a glimpse of what I'd seen in the old documentaries. Abundance of fish life. Now, right in front of my eyes. This is what Dad and the old timers had described. The pristine, beautiful hard corals and the colourful fish that accompany them. And massive, delicate, bright fan corals off the edges, somehow having managed to escape the destruction further south. Man, this just makes us so happy.
So nice. It is, isn't it?
All right, let's go see if we can have some action. All right, time to try catch some dinner, and coral trout is on the menu. You can see that they love to live right down on the bottom next to any coral or cave areas. We're going to try and catch them with soft plastic similar to this. The idea being drop it down to the bottom, jig it up and down. Hopefully that entices the coral trout to eat. But if you hook up, you got to get them off the bottom really quick to avoid them getting back in their caves.
He's a nice one. He's a beauty.
Oh, nice. Nice coral trout. That is a nice one, Dad.
That's what we're going for out here. A beautiful coral trout on the soft plastics.
Try and catch a bigger one.
Oh, jeez. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Maybe, yeah. Oh, no, 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 no. It is right on that shark o'clock. I felt like I had a coral trout to start with, but it might have, it might have got eaten. Or this, I don't know, it's something bigger than a coral trout at the moment. Oh, don't go down there. No, 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 no. Come on, mate. He's just gone back down a long way. Jeez, this rod's got a bit of bend in it. Oh, no, 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 no. Come up, come up, come up. You just, at this point, you just want to see what it is, hey? Oh. Holy! It's a huge coral trout. No way! Bloody hell! This is a Troutosaurus Rex.
Oh.
What? Holy moly! No way did I think I could catch something that big. I might just grab him, eh?
I think you have to.
Oh, yes. Look at the stab. We got the Troutosaurus Rex. What an incredible fish. That's one of the best fights I've had in memory, eh? He is an absolute beauty.
This giant coral trout will continue to grow with every time the story is retold, I reckon.
Just in the top of the mouth. That was it. Just in the mouth. Took off, eh?
Went down.
Oh, that's good.
Is he?
We're just letting him catch his breath, and then what, he just took off?
Yeah, put his head down and turned him around the right way. One kick and he was.
Oh,
He
good.
went under the boat, and I thought, well, he's under the boat now.
Nice. Good result. Catch and release.
You working the rod for that one? Or? No, that was one you sold it.
Can't remember what I was doing. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice size one. That's in between the last two. Just what you were hoping for.
Nice trout.
Doesn't get much better than this. Right on golden hour as the sun's setting. Yeah. We've had this one right up off the bottom and something has walloped it. So I'm thinking maybe more of a pelagic this one, but oh geez, it's a good fish. Look at that. Oh. It's all happening here. Did you get a bite?
Yeah.
Oh, green jobfish. Oh no, a shark's bitten him.
Had he? Oh, that's all.
Bloody hell. Well, there he is. I reckon his
Size
mouth
Yep.
would match that.
Might as well keep that one then.
Yeah. Lucky they're beautiful eating, hey Dad, the green jobfish. So we'll bring him home for dinner.
Man, it's cool to now be acquiring our own fish and yarns from the mighty Swains. And I reckon it's just going to get better and better where we're heading.
So, for the first time in my entire life, I've actually managed to stick to a New Year's resolution on being healthier, having AG1 every morning. Except for when I actually ran out towards the back end of filming our West Papua series. And what I noticed then is, man, I was just really drained come the end of the day. I felt like I was lacking energy. And when I've gone back and watched some of these episodes, a little bit embarrassing actually. I feel like I'm just really low, I'm dragging my feet and just sort of struggling through the day. So when it come time to prepare and pack for this trip, I made sure I loaded up. I've got plenty on board, not just enough for me, but enough for Mum, Dad, and everyone on board. I've seen firsthand the benefits of taking it every day. What I've noticed most about it is having an increased level of energy that I'm able to sustain through the entire day, and just like a general feeling of being healthier and happier. I reckon it is the easiest and best thing you can do for your health. It can be so tricky for your body to get all of the nutrition that it needs, and by taking AG1 in the morning, it just covers any of those gaps. Now guys, I got some good news. If you haven't yet and would like to try it, if you scan the QR code on screen now or use the link in our description, you're gonna get 76 bucks worth of free extras. So this is something I've got all of my family now drinking, most of my friends now drinking. For less than $3 a day, I reckon it's pretty good bang for your buck. And I do hope a lot of you guys that will see the benefits in it as well. Just a reminder to scan the QR code or the link in the description. Hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Cheers guys. There's a little opening here that we're trying to get through. It's unclear from the satellite image whether it's going to be deep enough or not, so we're just taking it slow and steady. We've actually got the drone in the air so we can get a bit of a better visual on it. So far it looks all right, and once we're in this little passage there'll be a nice safe anchorage in there and then something pretty exciting to explore. Made it through the narrowest entrance. Now it's just a matter of trying to find a place we can anchor on the sand. You can see there's nice sand patches, but there's actually bits of coral all around, so we're just trying to find the right spot so we don't damage any of the coral with the anchor. Alright, that looks pretty good. So it's not the best anchorage in here. We're only going to stay here for the day, and then we've got to find somewhere a bit more protected tonight, but there's something pretty epic we want to explore here, so we're going to quickly load the tender up and go have a look. Here it is, we're entering the blue hole. It looks looks far more impressive from the drone, but we're going to go right into the middle and see how deep it is on the sounder. It's like 35 meters down there at the moment. Wow, that's the deepest spot we've found, 35 meters. Let's go check it out. Wow, that's eerie. It just drops straight down. The water's quite clear, but it just drops straight down. I can't see the bottom. Isn't that spooky? There's some nice coral on the edge, but in the middle it just drops down into a dark abyss. Oh, what a beautiful spot to do some free diving, eh? Just get in a nice free fall and go straight down that wall. Really nice coral trout here. There's that big cave where they can hide in, and all the bait fish out the front of it, so they can get a feed and hide on this one spot. They love it here. Oh, check out this beautiful bright red coral colony, but if you look closely you'll notice the rest of it all around it is dead. Unfortunately, I reckon the crown of thorns starfish have got to this one.
Time to try and catch some dinner. Check out this giant coral trout with a gnarly coloration. He almost looks like a totally different species. But today we're keen for a bit of variety. And I spot a school of delicious fish. These moo are notoriously smart. And while it's fairly easy to spot them, they'll generally stay just out of shooting range from you. But here's a bit of a secret technique that works for me. I try to swim down as calmly as possible and hide in the shadows of an overhanging ledge or a cave. Right now, I feel like I just about reach out and shoot one, but they're just out of range, and any sudden movements, these fish will spook. I make some subtle noises on the bottom to try and raise their curiosity. And while I'm in the shadows, the fish will need to come closer for their eyes to adjust. This is your chance. And sometimes if you do this technique really well, even the smartest, most wary fish will come right in really close.
You could have booked that one.
Yeah, I could have, thought I could have got it without pulling the trigger. Tender up, we'll head on to the next reef. So we've come ashore to check out this little sand cay here, and you could smell it before you can see it. The birds are calling it home, and man, it stinks, but with it being so windy, we're just going to come ashore and have a bit of an explore. Sometimes these spots can be awesome fishing, but it does look a little bit too shallow around this one. Let's have a little look anyway. Oh, so we've just noticed all these birds are actually nesting here at the moment, and they're sitting on these tiny little eggs, but it seems their tactic, their game plan is that when anyone comes near, as soon as the boat approached, they just took off. And they've got these eggs so camouflaged, not even a nest, just basically sitting amongst the coral rubble in hope that whatever predator just doesn't even see it. So we won't disturb them too much. Now we've realized what's going on, we'll leave them have this sand cay in peace. But how cool is that, hey? It's like an Easter egg hunt. No way. We've just seen some flapping around over there. Dad has swum out. I think he's just grabbed himself a crayfish. The old boy's still got it. Must be, eh? Do you reckon it's a dead one? Oh, it's a huge one. Bloody hell.
I'm not really well equipped for these. But these gloves don't quite do the job.
That is a beauty. Nice work, Dad. What was he doing?
Sitting there looking at me.
Nice.
I've got a knife, I've got a glove that works, nearly killed me with hands.
It's a beauty. I couldn't believe that. I saw some flapping around. I'm like, no way. Now that makes me feel like such a wuss. Here I am all rugged up in the spray jacket. Dad's out there getting it done. Nicely done. He's a big one, eh?
Yeah.
Well done, Dad. Where did you get him, Dad? We're feeling inspired after Dad's effort there getting the crayfish, so we've come out in the tender hoping to grab another one. One is a nice entree, but two would be a beautiful main meal. There's too much staghorn coral there, that's nowhere good for a crayfish to hide, so we'll keep looking. Alright, let's try this spot. I don't know who does it. Is the safety on? How that came out, but did you see that shark come flying around? He could sense that injured fish. I think he's under this cave. It's right up the back of the cave, but Dad's just taking a second shot. You get him, you reckon? What a beautiful coral trout for the shallows. A big one. It was a circus, wasn't it? Great footage. We've got one nice one for dinner, so we'll leave those ones be. Two of the most iconic and tastiest things you can get in Australia. Crayfish and a coral trout. Dad was certainly carrying the team out there today. He came home with both the trout and the cray, so I better fill it to contribute in some way. Perfect timing, right on sunset. Oh, it's actually nicer out that way.
Clean, well done.
Coral trout and crayfish for dinner. Alright, it's our final morning and hence this is our final opportunity to try and target a dogtooth tuna. Conditions are going to be challenging. It's probably 15 to 20 knots, but we're going to go out and give it a red hot crack. So loading up, we've probably got an hour while the tide is doing the right thing. Wish us luck. We'll see you guys in there. Going down.
We find some nice blue water and there's action as soon as we jump in. Schools of fusiliers are being rounded up by big GTs and sharks. And down deeper, there's a school of smaller doggies. These are our #1 target species today. As we drift the deep drop off, we spot a big figure lurking down the bottom. This could be the fish that we're after. Absolutely devastating. The shot seemed good, but somehow the fish escaped. You'll have to watch the Castaways channel to see if we get a crack at another one. With the blue water action now slowing down, we head into the reef edge.
I'm gonna shoot this footballer. He's a beauty, eh? Such a nice fish. Something is in this guy's mouth. It's fresh too. Oh, he must have just eaten this. That is the best bait for a coral trout. Right there, one of these little fusiliers. That's why you use a lure like that. Match the hatch. It's pretty similar, isn't it? I think we've got a giant trevally under the boat here. Let's see if he's interested in it. It's a footballer coral trout. They're just the most spectacular fish, aren't they? Look at those bright yellow colours. They really stand out underwater and they're just such good eating. Beautiful, beautiful fish. And I reckon these are my favourite reef fish. So I'm going to fillet him up and I'm going to have a great meal. Someone could sense that I was filleting a fish. There's a big black shadow that's cruising closer and closer down here. A big GT. He knows what's up. How cool is that? A lot of these anchorages where we're anchoring, these big GTs come and set up underneath the boat. He likes that coral trout skin. Oh, a bigger one just came in. He came out, it's like he was waiting in ambush, that one.